En el cuarto capítulo del podcast Colect Call, Suge dio a conocer su opinión sobre el anterior arresto a Keffi D, así como también habló acerca de cuando lo culparon por la muerte de Pat, ya que si bien sabemos una de las tantas teorías sobre su muerte es que Suge fue responsable, pero sobre todo eso insinuó que Snoop Dogg también estuvo involucrado en la muerte de Pat, ya que este en entrevistas se ha dedicado a dar historias que terminan perjudicándolo a él mismo hablando de más. También relata que Snoop Dogg y Das Dillinger terminaron traicionando a Pat al hacer una canción con uno de los sujetos que iban en el auto del cual salieron los disparos que lo dejaron sin vida. Y todo esto lo verás en este resumen del cuarto capítulo de Colect Call, el podcast de Suge. Y ya que he subido los capítulos de seguido de este podcast, quiero hacerles saber que mientras se están trabajando en varios videos para continuar con el contenido cotidiano del canal. Así que sin más nada que decir, colegas, comencemos. Para comenzar con esto, vayamos a la captura de Keffi D, el único con vida de 4 que iban en el vehículo, del cual salieron los disparos que mataron a Tupac. Fue arrestado el 29 de septiembre de este presente año 2023, 27 años después del crimen cometido al rapero, y desde entonces ha ido a juicio varias veces, donde este se declaró inocente. Al momento está en espera de una próxima audiencia. Suge se refirió a su captura en su podcast, donde agregó que estará mejor encerrado que en las calles. Aquí sus palabras.
If any of this shit is true, and I ain't here to say what it is and what's not, he more safer in prison than he is on the street. You know, in prison, it's a lot of protection. You know, you can only do so much. You know, you got guards and everything else. I'm pretty sure, you know, we get the utmost best treatment around. On the streets, any given day, anything can happen. God is forgiving, but the streets are not. So a lot of people is more safer in prison than they are on the streets. So that's doing me more justice in prison than the streets. And you know, I had guys that's real tight with from Spook Town and other places. A lot of people said some things about it costing their freedom, and they all know what it is. What was on his hand.
Seguido a eso, Suge cogió de tema a Snoop Dogg, quien a lo largo de los años ha sido señalado como un traidor por ciertas personas.
But for the Puffy situation, you know, I really gotta have a real conversation with Snoop. And I know I got a bro named Jaime, he said he'd be coming to Mike. And I knew that Pac did everything right by him by putting him on All Eyes on Me, speaking about him and being real with him. And if it's true what they say,
this call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Face to face is going to be a lot of explaining to do.
Pero eso no es todo, también se refirió a cuando Warren G dijo en una entrevista que se enteró de la muerte de Pat a través de un radio con Snoop, lo cual Suge dice que es falso.
Only way you have a radio if you was at the fight with us and you had a security detail. Now, not having a security detail, what are you doing with the radio? 2, we always go to the fight together, we always go to the club together. Even when they did that half-ass watered-down movie on Pac, and he said, "You gonna be at the fight?" and all that type of shit. So then all of a sudden, Warren says on this thing where they listen to the radio and they hear the gunshots, and basically somebody told them we got them or they got shot or all this shit. So how would you know that? Why would you have a play-by-play on the radio?
También habló acerca de Snoop visitando a Tupac en el hospital luego de ser atacado, lo cual agregó que todo eso es falso.
He said Snoop kicked him out and he came to the hospital. Snoop never came to the hospital, period. Then, Dash was on some other shit. I really hate bringing up Dash because I take mental health serious and I know he got mental problems, but Dash was on a situation saying that Snoop told him they can't go to the fight, can't go to the club, can't go to Vegas. He's gonna fuck shit up because something gonna happen, basically.
Luego se refirió a la canción que supuestamente Snoop y Daz Dillinger hicieron con Big Dre, uno de los implicados en la muerte de Pat.
So the other situation is that even after this shit, a motherfucker was with KPD, according to KPD and everybody else, and everybody know this, street know this, I was locked up. But Snoop, Daz, and the rest of them, they did a song with one of the niggas from that side who was in the car. If that's Louis the Pac, shit, motherfuckers don't need that type of loyalty.
Más adelante en este podcast se refirió a cuando lo culparon por la muerte de Pat, ya que existen varias teorías de que supuestamente Suge fue quien ordenó la muerte de este, así como también existen varias teorías más.
So when you look at all those facts and you turn around and say, why is all these different stories about one incident? But the thing about it is like this. Damn near 30 years, this incident, they use this incident against me to try to run me. So what I mean by that, they put the narrative out there that I had Pac killed. Even though I got a bullet inching in my skull still today. They put the narrative out there with a lie saying Baby Lane shot him, which he wasn't a shooter. Then they put it out there where it cost me $200 million on one deal, another $100 million on another deal. And what I mean by that, what I did for the NCA before they was Universal, all that stuff, I brought billions of dollars to these people. They turned around, Pac started off in the scope. They turned around and used the media to beat me out my bread.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Bumping me out my company and my freedom. And what I mean by that, the first time I went to court and they sent me to prison, their whole thing was Tupac is everybody's favorite rapper, which is true. He in the car with me and I had him killed. So that gives them the reason that railroad me and sent me to prison and nobody said nothing about it. This case I'm in here for now, the first thing the DA said was Tupac, and asked the judge, everybody, do you know Tupac? Who don't know Tupac? They said, yeah. Well, Tupac was in the car with him. He ended up dead, like I had something to do with it. So they justified him to overlook the fact that it was a hit out on me and people had guns, and I ended up in prison because I didn't die and somebody else did. Makes no sense. Okay.
También se refirió a quienes hablan de Pat y él en sus podcasts para inventarse historias y así agarrar fama.
But the minute I talked to Pac and I started fucking with Pac, he told me what happened between in the studio and who was behind it. He felt and this and that. So I ain't shit watered down the fake about me. You know, I am who I am. I don't gotta be a motherfucker who had a different job or did different things besides what I do. All the people who doing these podcasts and talking, they tell us some of the stories about me to make themselves famous. If you really want to get famous, don't make up no stories. Wait till I'm there and get in my motherfucking face and express yourself, no matter who you are.
Como no podía faltar, también habló acerca de lo que pasó en los Sobre Awards de 1995, donde le tiró la famosa indirecta a Puff Daddy. Además de decir que los enemigos de Tupac se convirtieron en sus enemigos desde ese momento.
So, at that point that Pac decided to ride with me and be on death row, his friends became my friends. His enemies became my enemies. So at the social war, everything I said was motherfucking true. I'm not gonna go up there and hug a motherfucker who has something to do with the homie getting shot up. So yeah, what did I say wasn't true? If you don't want a motherfucker all on your motherfucking videos, they could have came to death row that would have happened. Because at the end of the day, that motherfucker was all in the motherfucking videos still today. And he benefited when Biggie wasn't here, because if Biggie wasn't here, he wouldn't be rapping. Once Biggie wasn't here, that motherfucker started rapping. When Pac left, I didn't pick up a microphone. I picked up the pieces. But as far as Puff doing the shit he did, it's only obvious what he was involved in. At the same time, right? Interscope Universe the same. They gave Puffy a deal in the first 50 million, 100 million. That project flopped.
Por último, se refirió a Puff Daddy sobre las últimas polémicas que este ha venido enfrentando al ser acusado de acosador.
But it's not nothing new. Everybody knows that Puffy did fucking Gus ran in for the longest. That's not like it's new news. Why do you think him and Russell was friends? Not that I want to see Puffy go to prison or anybody else. I still feel that way. But at the end of the day, he'd never get charged or go to prison. I mean, he made too much money for the people that he basically worked for or had a business for. And when you look at it, he got lawyers, and her lawyers are smart also. They left some in, but they didn't go all the way. They basically went like, okay, they ain't gonna say he was participating with the male prostitutes also, because they didn't have to make it like she was a part of it. And then they weren't gonna say he was, because they gotta leave some out and get them to settle for that 30 million. You know, and they had those side meetings like, you know, shit. We didn't say the part why they were testing your guts out. Everybody know they've been testing your guts out. So let's settle, or let's coming out if we have to fight it. So I'm quite sure they're gonna settle like ASAP. Right before the Super Bowl, a girl came forward and recorded Drake threatening her, had someone else threaten her, and what they was gonna do to her and bring harm to her.
Y así terminamos este video. Si les gustó, no olviden dejar su like, comentar qué les pareció y sobre todo suscribirse para que no se pierdan ninguno de los próximos videos. Y sin más nada que decir, colegas, nos vemos.